Good afternoon, my friends. It's Simon Lown here from Two Way Digital, and we're still talking about the SEO basics. So we're talking about things to do before you actually start working on your SEO strategy. So in the last video, we talked about getting Google Analytics set up on your website, and today we're going to be talking about the Facebook pixel. Now I'll go into why in a minute, but it's not technically SEO, but it is part of marketing, so it is quite important, and we'll get into that. So if you're watching live, please feel free to say hi, and I'll give you a shout out. Give me a hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay, please give me a hashtag replay. Please like the video. It will help other people see it and hopefully help them as well. If you get any value out of the video, please let me know. And if you've got any questions, don't be shy. Please do feel free to ask, whether you ask in the comments below the video, or if you want to contact me personally on Messenger or through the Facebook group. Any way that you want to ask questions is absolutely fine. So let's get cracking. So installing the Facebook pixel. Let's just turn off the sound on my phone. I've got a lot of notifications coming in at the minute. It's got a live training in an hour. Yeah, so Facebook pixel, do you actually need it? I would say yes. So even if you're not planning on using Facebook ads right away, you still want to get the Facebook pixel installed on your website, and you want to get that done as soon as possible. Why do you want the Facebook pixel? Well, it quite simply enables you to retarget website visitors with ads that are specific to what you now know they're looking for, because they've been on your website. And depending on where they go, will tell you what they're looking for. It's only a small piece of code. It doesn't cost anything to use. It's completely free. Like Google Analytics, you just install the code on your website and it starts doing its thing. It starts tracking people, Facebook visitors that come to your site and what page they land on. Now, why is it that I'm saying that the Facebook pixel is so important? Now, retargeting your visitors on your website without something like the Facebook pixel is actually really, really difficult to do. In fact, it's nigh impossible. So let's go into the world of make-believe. Let us imagine for a minute. Now, I obviously don't know your business, so I'm going to make one up. So I'm going to assume for a minute that you're a local property agent and you have several different services available. Maybe you're a medium-size agent. Maybe you've got a couple of people working with you. Like I say, I don't really know your business, but this is what I'm going to assume. Now, you might know which of your services gets the most website traffic, because you're a smart cookie and you've actually got Google Analytics installed and you can see people coming to your page. And I don't know, let's say you get 250 visitors a day to your website. And maybe, let's say that on average you get 3 inquiries a day, I don't know, from your website. I'm assuming that you ask every visitor that gets in touch with you when they call in, how they found you, where they saw you, why they called in, etc. So you're tracking your metrics. So if that was a realistic set of numbers, 250 visitors a day to your website, 3 inquiries that say they've seen something on your website, maybe a property, maybe a service, maybe they've got an inquiry. That means that 99% of the traffic that comes to your website aren't giving you any way for you to follow up with them. They're not calling you, they're not making an inquiry and giving an email address, they're not downloading anything. So 99% of your visitors to your website are gone. That's a pretty sad state of affairs. I mean, all that potential business, they're looking at your website, they're clearly interested in what it is you've got to say, they're looking at your services, and they go away and they're looking somewhere else, and somebody else might actually have exactly what they want, whereas you only had something close to what they want, even though you could provide the same service. Maybe it didn't come across quite as well on your website for whatever reason. Now, what if you could get them back to your website? What if you could get back in front of them, because they already know who you are, they know your brand, they've read about your service, it's likely they're ready to buy, And maybe they, like I say, they didn't just exactly see what they were looking for. They're potentially a prime candidate for your undoubtedly excellent service, but how do you get them back to your website? How do you get that second bite of the cherry? Well, the only, if there was only a way to get them back, I mean, they've spent maybe 15, 20 minutes, I mean, on average, depending on what services you've got, how much content you've got, looking through your landlord services, your commercial property listings, your investor opportunities, whatever service it is that you provide. But no calls today from anyone looking for those services. I mean, what's going on? Are these people serious or not? But wait a minute, that digital expert bloke, what's his name? That Simon. He said to install the Facebook Pixel, and I did. And so now I can send ads tailored specifically to the services that people who have visited my site have already looked at. They already know who I am, and now I can pop back up in front of them, and I can send ads about our landlord services to people that have visited the landlord's page. I mean, does that sound like it could be of interest? And we can make ads with the benefits of using our commercial property services and show them about all the people that we've helped and all of the great testimonials that we've got. And we can pop up a load of ads for people that visited the commercial section. And we can run all our services to investor ads. All of the investor ads that we've got, we can now run that. Well, actually, I won't go on. You get the idea. Retargeting on Facebook is cheap. Retargeting ads are the cheapest form of advertising you can run on Facebook. To make it even cheaper, if you use videos in your adverts, it's even cheaper. So video ads to retargeted warm audience who have already been to your website, know who you are, know your brand, aware of your services, and are looking to potentially buy the service that you're providing. Why wouldn't you follow that up if you could? Well, install the Facebook Pixel, and you can. If you don't, you're probably a madman or a mad woman. Hey, I'm an equal opportunities offender. But maybe you're not serious about following up warm or hot leads. Maybe your business doesn't need any more leads. What do I know? I mean, hey, I'm just that digital guy online that's talking about installing something that you don't really want to do at the moment. But if that's not the case, and you actually do want to follow up leads for people that have been on your website, then even if you're not thinking about starting running ads today, still install the Facebook Pixel on your website, simply because it stores data for 180 days of people that have visited. And that means that when you do start running ads, if it's been more than 6 months since you installed the Pixel, then you can actually run a full-blown retargeting campaign to reach out to everybody that's been on your website over the past 180 days. Does that sound like it might be worth doing? So back to reality. Time to get that Facebook Pixel installed on your website. Now, if you want to know a bit about how to set up the Facebook Pixel, what I'm not going to do is create a tutorial for it. Now, Google and Facebook and other these big companies that are offering these fantastic services completely free of charge. They do major updates every now and again, and they do minor updates all the time. So if I made a video today of exactly how to set up a Facebook Pixel, in 3 months' time, it could be completely out of date. They change their interface, all of a sudden, all my videos are useless, and it causes more confusion than it does solve any problems. So what I'll do is I'll put some links on the blog post to where you can go and get all the information about setting up a Facebook Pixel and what it involves, and I'll tell you how we do it in our website, which we use WordPress, and that will give you the guides. And if anything changes in a major way in the platform, then those links will still be valid potentially in a year or 2 years time, because they will update the installation procedures that go with it. Now, one thing that I will say, like Google Analytics, if you're installing the Facebook Pixel to your website, that does change the nature of your website, in as much as, because you're collecting personal data for use with retargeting and advertising purposes, etc., you have to make that clear in your privacy policy. So your privacy policy has to change to reflect that. what data you're collecting, how you're storing it, what you're using it for, etc., etc. Similarly, that also applies to cookie compliance. Now, all of the services, the Google Analytics and the Facebook Pixel, and all of the pixels for all of the other social media platforms, a lot of them do have them. LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, they all have bits of code that you can put on. So you do need to say what cookies you're storing. People have to opt into those cookies. They have to know what they're called, what they're for, how long they'll last, etc., etc. So the whole compliance things around cookies can get quite involved and complicated, unless you use a little bit of code, much in the same way as you use Google Analytics and the Facebook Pixel. You can use a bit of software called CookieBot, and that will take care of your cookie policy for you. And it basically scans your website, sees what cookies you're using, and puts them all into your cookie policy page, so that all of the information is there for people, and you can opt in, opt out, see when you gave permission, etc., etc. It tracks all of that as well. So really great piece of content software is CookieBot, and that's what we use on our website as well. So if you're serious about your business and you're serious about following up your leads and actually getting in front of people that are looking for services that you provide, especially when they've been on your website and spent time consuming your content, make sure you get the Facebook Pixel installed. Do it as soon as you can, and that will then put you in a good position for when you do start using retargeting ads and even cold ads moving on from that, because the ads platform on Facebook is unrivaled in the world today. And you can then start to make some seriously good decisions about how you retarget your visitors and get in front of them. So I've run over a little bit on this video, so we'll end that here. But just know that even if you don't plan to use ads, you should still install the Facebook Pixel, and we'll call that a day for this video. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you are going to install that Facebook Pixel, because you really do need it. If you're in business to make money, that's part of how you're going to do it, following up on your warm leads. And I will see you in the next video. So until then, have a good afternoon, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye for now.